I predict a Duke's victory.
Welcome to another episode of the Crush Fantasy Football Podcast. Thanksgiving is over, but we're still going back for seconds. Dylan, welcome back.
It's good to be here. I feel like a pro now. I kind of feel like I know what I'm doing, like a little bit. I listened back, which I don't know if you're supposed to do. But yeah, you hate the sound of your voice. But I feel like, I'm going to get better each time.
Did you take notes? Like, what was your one take? Well, what can you improve upon?
I didn't take notes, but my takeaway was I felt prepared. I was like, hey, well, you brought some stuff, which was good.
Yeah.
But I want to talk more like we're talking than I'm talking to like other people. Because I mean, how many views does this get on YouTube? It's only like 100,000, 200,000, right?
Yeah, not huge numbers, but yeah, we're swimming in those waters most days, most episodes. The shorts do a little more. I'm not gonna say the word million, but we're brushing up against it.
There we go.
Dude, it's been a big kind of sad NFL quarterback week, right? With Phillip Rivers coming back.
Is that sad? I actually was like, it kind of like, I don't know, put
I was sad
in my step.
You just like, why? Because you're like, oh, even if I retire, it doesn't mean I have to stay retired. I can work forever.
It's like some of these old heroes are like ageless,
Yeah, it was like if Winston Churchill came back and like gave orders or something. You're just wow,
exactly.
He could still do it. No, I think it's sad. I think Phillip Rivers in my mind he was on a beach with his 10 kids enjoying margaritas forever, and that's what I wanted for him. I don't want this for him.
See, I disagree. He's not coming back unless he wants to come back. He wanted to get out of that house. He wanted to run around with the boys again. Like imagine this is like, did you have a college reunion? Like a 1 year, like a 5 year or something that you went to?
Yeah, I feel like we had one and I didn't go. I don't believe in reunions.
Okay, that's we need to like break into that a little bit later.
Take Montezuma, should I?
Yeah, we should. But no, okay, all right. This is a better example for you. I can't relate to this, but JMU is going to the college football playoff. You're going to Oregon for it. You're going to be like living like, and when you went back for game day, you're like living like your college days, You go back for like 2 days. You're like, man, like this is a blast, college days. Then you go back to real life. How many weeks are left in the season? 3? He's gonna play
no, 4.
4? He's gonna play 4 games, and then go back home. That rocks. That's probably awesome. If he gets to go to the playoffs, he gets like the playoff games.
Slinging around. Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like when I go back to JMU, I'm like nobody's dependent on that, right? Like I can just go have fun. There's a whole city of Indianapolis. You should know it very well. It's your part of the country that like is gonna root for this guy, and he has receivers, and there's Jonathan Taylor fantasy managers who need him to score fantasy points, and it's all like people are gonna be mad at him. Like there's gonna be people who are disappointed in Phillip Rivers.
Like there's now pressure where
there's pressure.
Life was zero pressure.
Zero pressure. We're like annoyance. Annoyance, yes. Kids, yes. Terrible. But zero pressure.
I would argue you have pressure when you go back to JMU. Like you had to bring
perform.
Your best self. Like if you went to JMU game day and you had 2 beers and you're like, oh, my tummy hurts.
You're so
like
right.
Like people relied on you on those days as well, and you loved it. That pressure brought you.
You're right. You're actually right. The first time Tanner and I went back after graduating, we had to do a naked lap. Don't remember why, how, but just know we brought it.
That rules.
Ask him. I don't have.
Is that folding to the pressure or raising the pressure? It's a little bit of both. Because you have
it means I brought it. It means I brought. Oh, yeah, the actual game, but the number of beers consumed, we brought it, and then we might have failed whatever that activity was. All right, but I asked you a question on our Phillip Rivers, right?
Yeah.
What's something that you could, there's something in life, right, that you cannot do for 5 years and still be kind of as good or know how to do it as well as you do now without doing it for 5 years?
Yeah, you texted me this question. I thought about it. The way I was thinking about it, I was thinking about like what is the easiest? I didn't want to pick something that I suck at. Like I wanted.
No,
to
that's the thing. I meant to. I didn't know how to say that. Well, you have to be able to do it.
Yes.
Yes.
So I was thinking, what is the easiest thing that I am better than the average person at? It was like almost the way I was thinking about it. And I think cornhole. Bags.
Cornhole.
I say bags. Bags would be my go-to. Like, I don't think I'm going to lose that throwing motion. I think I could like jump right back on, like riding a bike, get back and win a few. I would need 3 throws to get back to where I am today if I took 5 years off.
5 years off. So here's the thing. How good are you at cornhole? Because for me, when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I could take 5 years off and be as good as I am today. But I'm not good today. I'm completely above average, where if it's someone that's really good, I'm going to lose to them. But if it's people who don't play that often, I'll beat them. And so I can get back to that. But are you really good where you do the the helicopter motion and then you put it in every time?
Not every time, but I would say every 4 throws I'm getting 1 in.
Every 4
at a minimum.
Okay, so you're
how many bags you
4. You get 4. You get 4.
Yeah, so like every round I'm getting 1
Every round you're going 1 in? Okay, so you're slightly better than me. And you think you can get back to that with 3 throws. All right, yes. I like it.
1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
The other one I was thinking of is like maybe like, no, I was going to say something like eating related, but I'm not that good at eating. I can't like put down that much food. I tried the Big Mac challenge. Couldn't even break a minute. So that doesn't count.
I'm trying to think of an eating one. But I feel like eating is just. Are you like?
I guess you can't.
Like, did you lose? Yeah, did you lose your metabolism in 5 years? That's like physiology.
You're so maybe you're even better. You didn't eat for 5 years.
You didn't eat. You're so hungry. I know. We just watched a stupid Survivor episode where these people are like, "Oh, it's 22 days. I'm starving. I can't see straight." It's like I want some Mexican taco meal or whatever, and I'm just like, that sounds disgusting. But I guess if you didn't eat is 22 days that much with just coconuts? Is that a lot? Would you be hungry? Okay.
Lord, what's the longest you think you've gone without eating?
48 hours. I've done 48-hour fast.
Crazy. That's crazy.
And you do get a little lightheaded.
Yeah.
All right, mine.
What's
I don't know, dude. I took it a little differently. Is song lyrics. Like, if you know a song in and out, you cannot hear that song, like, for 5, even 10 years. I'm like, and you don't forget it. Like, if you know the song, you just somehow it comes on, and you can bang every single word out with, like, you didn't lose a step in 5 years.
What's the song, if you went 5 years without hearing it, what's the song you would know best?
2.
Okay.
It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube.
Oh. Awesome. That's a great choice.
You love it? Here, I'm just going to stop there. You know that song? Oh, here. Well, next time we're together, let's rip it. It's so good. And then New York State of Mind, Nas.
Nice. Wow. I didn't realize that you were into this old school rap.
Dude, I'm a 90s rap guy. Yeah.
Wow, I love 90s rap. I had no idea.
Dude, that'll be pod 30. You know, this episode 29? We got to think of something. Yeah, this episode 29. We got to think of something cool for 30.
Really quick before we talk 30 on the old school rap situation. You also had to take last night. I mean, this isn't I don't know if I'm stepping under your Montezuma here.
Yeah.
But we were at your White Elephant party, lovely party. You guys did fantastic.
Thank you.
And you talked about how you hated Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Hate's a big word.
That's the word you used.
Yeah. I know it's a big word by me. I don't want to see. I don't care about anybody's. I don't want to see anybody. I don't care if anybody sees mine.
Do you enjoy seeing yours when it pops up?
No, I don't even click on it most years. And then I was like, you have to click on it. I'm like, I don't. It's like I already know what I listen to. It's like I nap to Taylor Swift and Well, see, I'm a weird music listener, though. When I, get on something, I'll listen to a song for, 2 weeks straight, and then I'll kind of, move on to the next song. But then my backlog for, my thing, my liked songs, is just a whole history of 2-week spurts of whatever I liked, and it's amazing. But it's all so different when you shuffle it.
Do you look back at it, and do you, cringe a little bit because you are on these, 2-week
No,
You're like, oh my
no,
God,
I respect. I've never missed. I've never missed adding. I love it. Everything I add, I'm like, wow, this is the best collection of artists, of songs that has ever been assembled.
Okay, you gotta bring it. You gotta bring it next pod. You got to show your rap. You have to.
Oh, my rap. No, but see,
miss.
my rap doesn't go back enough. That's what I'm saying. The thing that separates me, I'm not a year-to-year music person. I'm a lifetime music person. So my entire 1,600 songs, my catalog, is what separates me. Just ask anyone who's ever gone to the mountains with me. You just put my liked songs on shuffle, and then you're going to get the best car experience you've ever had.
If you have 1,600 songs that actually rule, then the top 5 of this year will rule.
Yeah, for sure.
So then why are you saying you can't show your rap? Like,
no, nobody wants to know. Nobody cares. That's what that was my point.
You're saying your rap is so good, and you're saying your song choices are so good that you've never.
My lifetime, yeah.
You have to show it.
Okay, let's go to the mountains. We'll drive around all of Colorado. I'll shuffle it. Dude, so off topic. But it's true. I feel like I'll use that as my Montezuma and not do the one I was gonna do. Is that cool?
That's cool. Can I expand on that a little bit more? Because the time that I think I got dunked on the hardest in my entire life was like, it was like kind of a Spotify Wrapped moment before Spotify Wrapped existed.
Yeah.
It was I was like in like 4th grade.
Oh.
And I didn't have like cool music. I didn't have an older brother who to show me cool music or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was somebody in school who was like, oh, this is the cool music. And I was like, oh, can I borrow a couple CDs? And he gave me a Good Charlotte CD.
Sick.
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, amazing. And
Sick.
then one other CD that I forget, but I thought I was so cool for having those 2 CDs that I was like walking around school all day with the 2 CDs in my hand. And somebody and I peeked into like a classroom like where a couple buddies were. I was like, "What's up, guys?" And like I had my
just held them off.
I like had it in my hand, and someone just absolutely sniped me. Was like, "Are you holding those up because you think it's cool to have CDs?" And I was absolutely dunked on. It was the most embarrassing moment like ever. And it's one of those moments I still think about every once in a while because he was right, and I had to pretend like he absolutely was wrong. I was like, "Oh no, dude! I just like had to bring these to my locker, even though I had them in my hands for like 8 hours at that point."
I know you've showed them to everyone, dude. Trauma sticks with you, man. That's what. Dude, I feel like we have a lot to catch up on. Dude, I have big opinions on Riot House. So, for those of you who don't know, Riot House was, I don't know, a bar, I think is a way to describe it, in the downtown Denver. Maybe kind of like the most popular street for going out in downtown Denver. And right next to Dirk's Bentley Bar, the OG. And Riot House was like a Costco Dirk's Bentley bar.
Oh,
very similar. No, you're going to tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay.
Very similar vibes. Apparently couldn't live up to, and so it went out of business this past week, maybe yesterday. And the take I had, or what really stood out to me, is if Denver can't support 2 multi-story bars with turf and cornhole, then we're not a going out city. So if you're an undergrad and you want to go out post-college and you're considering cities, I don't think Denver is one. If we can't support 2 in a non-COVID era.
I don't hate that. I feel like that's right. But what I would say is like there were 2 of like the same bar.
Exactly, Costco version.
Next door. No. This one. See, I don't think Costco version is the right way. No. I think Dirk Bentley is Bud Light, and Riot House is Bud Light Platinum. It was like the same. They were trying to be clubbier and like a little cooler and fancier, but at the end of the day, it was just like you get a little drunker there, you know? Like, and it was like louder music.
And you fall off the thing and have to wear a cast on your ankle.
Wait, oh no, was that a Riot House?
Yeah, I think.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that. Yeah. So anyway, people get injured there. There's probably a lawsuit from.
That's probably why they. Wait, so what's the behind? What's the inside baseball?
So we have an inside connection at Riot House. Our own Nino Lawson is a part of the ownership group.
Does he subscribe?
And I'll tell him to subscribe. He's got a shout out.
Yeah.
And I sent him a note about it. I'm like, hey, what happened? and he said, "I thought I could trust you to buy bottle service every week." And it seems it's my fault. It seems it's probably more on my shoulders than I'm willing to admit. But yeah, we were a bottle a weekend short of having Riot House still be around.
Man, I can't believe you didn't live up to that kid's expectations in 4th grade, and now you didn't live up to Nito's expectations to keep this establishment in business. But we did go to bottle service there once, though, right? After P.F. Chang's?
Yes,
so I think we got one bottle service, at least that I was a part of, one bottle service in 4 years from Riot House.
And Nino got me a free bottle service once.
Oh.
So I was a net
You're like
zero.
Doubly in the hole.
Yeah, exactly. I was a net zero for Riot House.
Man, is bottle service probably a high margin?
I think
service.
It's got to be. I also think bottle service in Denver is a little weird. Like, I don't know. The bottle service at those places, like, you don't need to have it. It doesn't feel that different. I mean, it's fun when the fireworks and stuff come out, but that's the only part. Otherwise, I'd rather just get drinks from the bar. It's so easy.
Dude, I'm gonna take it a step further. I think only like 2 cities in the world you should even be able to get bottle service.
Which
probably Vegas and what's the most lit city in Europe? I don't know.
Wait, no Miami? You gotta have Miami.
Miami, you're right. Miami, you're right.
Yeah,
Miami.
yeah.
Miami. All right, Miami, Vegas, and then one from each additional continent, and then that's it.
Like
It's like the offshoot bottle service is not good. It's at its best, it's fantastic bottle service, but it's usually a subpar experience.
I like that. It should be super limited, and if it was more limited, it would feel even cooler. If you're like, oh, we're going to Vegas because it's the only city in America.
Because it's the only city. It's like I can't go to Riot House and get bottle service.
I like that.
All right, as always. To start the show, even though we're probably 20 minutes in already, we like to start the show with our hot takes, a take purge, if you will, to get it out of the way so we can give level-headed fantasy football advice the rest of the show. So, Take Montezuma, sponsored by a newly Instagram public soiree season, this time for real. I know nobody believes this. For real, the Instagram account.
The link's not up, but the Instagram account.
The Instagram account is live. Content daily. Potentially. If not, we soiree season. If you want bottle service from Miami or Vegas, go to soiree season.
Instagram page at soiree season.
Promo code Crush Fantasy Football for 25% off.
James, how do you spell soiree for the people at home?
SOIRE. Is there 2 R's?
One more E.
Oh my god! Which one has the accent above it?
I didn't even know there was an accent.
Dude, one of them has a little accent above it.
Wait,
Gosh darn it!
Soiree. You can have the accent over the first E.
Okay.
It looks like it's optional though, because Google says parentheses or soiree with the accent.
Well, how does Tatum do it?
I think no.
No, there's an accent. The only it's the only way I would know there's an accent is from seeing her. I don't look up soirees that often, except for soiree season.
Check it out. Fantastic content. And we're hitting. Oh yeah, it does have the accent. Hell yeah! And we're hitting websites live mid next week.
Boom!
Is it pre-launch
Lock it in. Pre-launch. We're gonna have Tatum on maybe next week to really kick it off. Yeah. Maybe that's episode 30. Me and you are drunk on wine, and then we just ask Tatum business questions.
It took 30 episodes of commercials before it was. That's a build up right there.
That's a build up. That's a build up. Wow, we got to 30 episodes.
But it looks sick.
All right, take Montezuma, Dylan. Since we kind of did mine at the start.
So as I said before, so my take Montezuma today. So I'm a big dumb rules let's change some rules in sports. This one came up during the, what was it, 17 inning World
18.
Series game, 18 inning World Series game. Amazing game, incredible World Series this year. And but when I started watching, I turned on the game at the 7th inning. I didn't see a single at bat from Shohei Ohtani until I think the 18th inning when they had to pitch to him, and they walked him. I think it was 4 times. So my thought is, getting rid of a bat like that is so annoying. I think each time you walk a player, they get 1 extra base. So first time you walk them, they get to first. Second time you walk them, they get to second. Third, and then fourth, auto home run. And everybody in the bases ahead of them just moves 1 base or however many bases that guy walked. So I think it takes away the incentive to walk guys too much. You can still walk them once and it's fine. And it keeps the best bats, in the league in play. And imagine the stress on a pitcher when you've already walked a guy twice and you could walk him for a triple. That'd be insane. Those at bats would be amazing.
Clarification.
Yeah.
You're just talking intentional walks, correct?
No,
not
all
walks. Okay, now I need to recount. Say it again. Oh my god, I was thinking it was just intentional walking.
Because you would be able to get around that, because then if it wasn't an intentional walk, you could just pitch away from them and just fucking cheat.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
You're forcing more strikes too. You're forcing more pitches in the zone. You're getting a little more offense out there.
Wow, that might be the smartest idea I've ever heard. If the goal is hits and balls in play and contact, that has to, because you have to get super safe. I'm sure there's a million baseball people who will hate this idea, but it's incredible. You came up with this? This is the best take Montezuma that's ever been said.
This was wow, huge honor. That's awesome. This was something that Tatum and I were watching the game. And Tatum said something about how they just shouldn't be allowed to walk him. They should he should get something extra for walking him. So we worked on this together.
You workshopped it.
This is my go-to. If I could make one change in all of professional sports, this would be it. I think it would be huge for baseball. And baseball's open to changes now.
I'm trying to think how it's going to backfire. So it's okay, you have a super tight game, and so then what? You have to pitch in the box, so you can't go risky. Would it be just really is it I don't know, we'd have to watch a season play out with it, but it might be too powerful of a rule.
I don't know, dude. I don't think it's too powerful because
no, I don't know either. I'm just trying to envision
the baseball hardos would be on me for how it impacts statistics, because that's always the go-to for baseball hardos is but now this many home runs or this averages are going to go up by 0.1 or whatever, and that's fucking bullshit. I don't care about that. The game changes so much era to era.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll make batters more powerful, but there's always situations where you can't intentionally walk somebody you wanted to intentionally walk. A man on first and second, or bases loaded, you can't intentionally walk. So yeah, I think.
No, I agree. So it's player specific. So each time that certain player gets walked, the next time, so you have to have the calculus. Okay, last time, this player's been walked. I actually really like it. So because it doesn't apply to everybody, so not every single at bat would be impacted by this, but some at bats. So it would be throw more randomness in it too. It's this guy who's the 8th guy who kind of sucks is up, but he's already been walked twice. So it's oh no, we can't walk him again because someone's on first, right? And that would be a run. Wow. I think you should submit this somewhere. I don't know where.
I want to. I don't know who to talk to, but yeah, I want to. Imagine that 17th inning, 18th inning game again, and they had intentionally walked Shohei in the 9th, so that they didn't have to face it.
Yeah.
And then they probably would have intentionally walked him again, because the bases were always empty when they intentionally walked him, I think. So imagine they intentionally walk him in the 9th, then they intentionally walk him again in the 12th, and then now they have to debate in the 15th. They're oh my god, do we give this? Is his walk-off ability so strong that we give this guy a free triple? That's the kind of stuff they would have to think about, which would be electric.
That's you would never intentionally walk anyone, I don't think.
I don't know, man. It definitely.
I feel you would never do it because because you don't know what situation you're going to be in later, and so you don't want this coming. But I guess you could walk him anyway, just on accident, right? Like,
and how often are there 18 inning games? Like if in the ninth, an intentional walk, if it's Shohei's first walk, is so worth it.
If it's first walk in the ninth, maybe. Wow, I love this idea. I think both of us need to go do homework and like get the MLB submission hotline. And we'll
start with the minors, just like they did with all their rule changes. We'll do it in single A, and it'll work its way up.
Oh, I thought you meant like we'll go to like North High School and be like, okay, guys,
give this a shot. Hey, my name's Dylan. I'm a 30-year-old man. Great to meet you guys.
What did you say about the Epstein file?
Yeah.
All right. That's take Montezuma. Dude, that's a great idea. It's honestly, I think, a great idea. As someone who doesn't watch that much baseball. So, I think you should post this somewhere. This is a great idea. All right. Take Montezuma, sponsored by the now live on Instagram Soiree season. The crux of this episode, Dylan, is you have one dynasty team, correct? Just one?
Correct.
One dynasty's team. I'm going to look at it as a McKinsey, a Bain, a Deloitte, an EY. I'm going to give an outside perspective and consult with your one dynasty team and give you actionable insights and information, and you're going to pay me for it, and then we're going to go on our way. But before we do that, I know there's something you want to talk about.
I think well, actually there's three things I want to talk about. Sorry. I'm just really extending this episode.
No, this is good.
Is I actually do think that you should get 10% of any winnings I get in this league.
Done.
I will award you that.
Cool. 10%.
This is just a fun little baseball stat. This is number 2 because we were talking baseball. The worst team in Major League Baseball by win percentage based on time span. I am a White Sox fan, and I root for the Rockies. These are the 2 worst teams this is the worst 15 years you've maybe ever seen out of 2 baseball teams between the White Sox and the Rockies. This is an insane stat. And this even includes when the White Sox were rebuilding and were looking good and went to the playoffs in, what was that, like 2018 or something. And they're still like by far the worst team. It's crazy. So I thought that was a crazy stat.
Dude, the Rockies, man. The White Sox are only on there 5 times. Dude, the Rockies are an absolute
so bad.
Horror.
No, but the White Sox are there most recently, so that means they have a worse record than the Rockies dating back to January 1st, 2010.
But 25, it'll be the Rockies, right? For sure.
I feel like you're right.
I feel like we won eight games or something.
This is actually the ultimate race. Like this is the most exciting race in baseball.
Like most stadiums, like they'll let dogs at the park for like, oh, bring your dogs to the park day towards the end of the season. Dude, the Rockies have gotten so basically desperate for anybody to show up to the stadiums. You can bring lizards, you can bring cats, moose, whatever. They don't care because they're just like, will someone come to the stadium?
It is the best. Tatum calls it the best bar in Denver, which is absolutely the right call. Like, people go to that game, do not watch a second of the game. It's just drinking beers outside, and it does rock for that.
It does rock for that.
Okay. All right, now this is the actual thing that we need to get to before we look at the Dynasty. This is the F- team that James said, I think I hate this team. That is now the favorite to win playoffs.
Check out episode 28 for that recap.
Yep, good grades in there. So I need to know, should I be playing Juwan Jennings or Breece Hall in place of anybody on this starting lineup?
Goff, Chase. Okay, you're a 10-point favorite. Goff, Chase, Rice, James Cook, Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, Aubrey, Chicago, Juwan, Breece, Swift. Okay. So, let's see. Who's his team? Sutton, Diggs, Quinshawn, Kittle, blah, blah, blah. Avoided a Mike Evans. That's nice. 10-point favorite is basically nothing. So I don't think that's like, oh, I'm such a favorite, I have to play it too safe, or I'm such an underdog, I have to be extra risky. I think the 3 hard. So you're playing Goff, honestly, because you only have him. Chase, Rice, Trey McBride, and James Cook. and I think probably Michael Wilson. Did you consider that one? I think Michael Wilson you're probably playing without with Marv not playing. And so it's really a DeAndre Swift, Jawan Jennings, or Breece Hall question. Is that what you're seeing too?
It would have to be, I guess it would have to be Breece Hall or DeAndre Swift, because DeAndre Swift is in the running back slot, not the flex spot.
So you have to play either Breece or Swift, right? Okay.
If everyone else is off the table.
Yeah. So I honestly think they're kind of the same guy this week. Breece is gonna get touches. He'll get 15 touches, 15 to 20 touches. The thing that worries me is that offense with Brady Cook in Jacksonville playing a good Jacksonville defense is there's probably not going to be opportunities to score touchdowns. So the only way Breece Hall salvages this is, I mean, obviously he can get lucky and they can get down on the one and they can score a touchdown. It's either he breaks one, like one huge play, whatever, or he just catches 6 passes, right? That's how he salvages it. And he got 1 target last week with Brady Cook. I actually don't love Breece Hall. Like that 15 projection feels high to me. Swift, I'd put Breece Hall like in the 11-12 range with Swift. Swift also, it's not a good matchup, but they have a competent offense.
It's gonna be freezing, so they might be running more often than throwing.
Yeah, I usually don't like to do the weather stuff too, because that's when you get yourself in trouble, like the overthinking, unless it's really bad. But they have to win it, right? He's going to be in a timeshare. I think they like Monunga a tiny bit better goal line. Cleveland is a good defense, but Cleveland at home versus Cleveland on the road is a little bit of a different defense. I think I would go Swift, but barely. I think they're both like a floor play, and I'd be shocked if either of them scored 20. I think they're both going to be around like 9 to 11 points.
Okay.
And
so Swift and Hall are a toss-up. Wilson is over Jennings for sure, is where we're landing.
I think yes. I think so. The volume will be there for Wilson, right? Like what he's doing right now is absolutely absurd. It's the worst matchup in the league, right? So there's a chance Houston can just shut him down, right? There's a chance it doesn't go well. But he should get 10 targets minimum the way they've been playing. It's also a little risky since you have Trey McBride and Wilson if it really goes bad for the Cardinals. The thing with Jennings is they're going to score 40 points against the Titans. It's just where those, like, who catches the touchdowns. Jawan essentially has 4 touchdowns in the last 5 games, so he's a little bit living off touchdowns as opposed to volume, whereas Michael Wilson's volume and kind of higher ceilings, right? And so if he catches the 2 touchdowns for San Francisco as opposed to Kittle or Pearsall, then I don't know. That's the game you have to play. But if you want but there's a chance like Jawan Jennings has 4 targets. So I think the safer play is Michael Wilson. The Niners are going to score. So like the Jennings highs, like I almost would like to play all 4 receivers and James Cook and sit both the running backs. Obviously you can't do that, but that's my analysis. If you want me to make a gut pick, I will, but I don't feel great about.
Let's hear it. Gut pick. That's why everybody's tuning in.
All right, Michael Wilson and DeAndre Swift. The lineup.
Oh yeah,
that's my
all right.
gut pick.
Done. I love it. All right, we'll win that playoff game. I'll let you know how it goes.
I thought that team was supposed to be good. That's why you gave me an F-. Why are you in the first round?
Well, it's because I lost like 4 out of the first 5, but I just 5 points for it.
I don't know how to make my consulting services brief, but I'm gonna try. Right, we're 40 minutes in.
Yeah, that's on me.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good content. I think. The listeners will tell us. All right. Give me and the listeners a little bit of background, right?
Yeah.
How long has this league been going? What has your team essentially, like, where have you finished the first 3 years? So give us the context, and then I'll kind of go into what I see.
This is our 3rd year in existence. This is my first time doing a Dynasty League. I am a sucker for youth. I just drafted everybody young, and they all sucked, and my team has been so bad. I had the first round pick 2 years, or the first overall pick 2 years ago. I had this, I think, the third overall pick last year. This year I'm one out of the playoffs, so we are improving every year, actually, statistically.
Wait, say that again. What was your wins the first year, and then your second year, and then this year?
I don't know the wins, but I know I was in very last place.
The first year, okay, and
then I had the third. I was third last in the second
third
year.
to last, okay.
And now I am sixth to last, so just one spot out of the playoffs. I believe maybe I'm seventh to last, but anyway, I'm one spot out of the playoffs, and I'm still rebuilding. So my team is weak pretty much everywhere.
We'll get into that.
Oh, my bad.
I just wanted you to set the context. So, but would you say you're optimistic, right? You went from last to third to last to now you're like right on the edge of the playoffs, right? Like things are working.
Process. I trust the process. I believe in the process. This is I've told the fans this is a long rebuild, okay, and they just need to hang on with us. And we're looking at the future. You know, it's not about every single day. It's about the overall. It's about stepping back and not losing the forest in the trees. You know.
Exactly. And the goal is to win titles. It's to build a dynasty, right? That's the goal, to build a dynasty, win multiple titles.
You could say that. I mean, I'd be pretty happy if I made the playoffs.
So that's the thing that worries me, right? I think you're well on your way to making the playoffs, but I want you to do it in a way that you make them every year, not you sacrifice to make them the next year. Okay, well, so the first thing I did when I looked at this is I looked at how good the best teams in your league were, because you can always kind of, early on in a dynasty, I feel like you can steal a title early. Like Johnny did it in our league. Before anyone knew how to play, right, you can either back into it or get lucky or kind of put some resources up front before anyone really knows, and before like the good teams build over time. That's just like the assets they consolidate. They consolidate. Like top 1% is what I feel like typically happens, and those change. But the good teams in subsequent years are typically better than like the good teams in the first year, right? And so I wanted to check if like, oh, is this one of those leagues where it's like there's no good teams and you could actually go win it next year. And basically, it's a little yes and no. I think the best teams, the Scranton Stranglers, the team in first right now, is very good. So I'll just do it quickly for the Hurts, Stafford, Kyler, Achan, James Cook, Kyron, Manungai, Puka, Nico, Olave, Laporta, and essentially all their picks besides the first this year. Which is like a legitimate team. That's like a team that's going to be good this year. Obviously, they're 12-1, and that's a team that's going to continue to be good. And then the second team, Mike Wilkie. Am I saying that right?
Yep, nailed it.
Lamar, Jordan Love, Bijan Gibbs, Dowdle, JSN, Pittman, Debo, Addison, Tyler Warren, but essentially like sold all of his picks, I assume, for Gibbs and Bijan. That team's a little more vulnerable because it's like it's top heavy. Eventually, what that he should probably do is sell Bijan Gibbs or JSN for like a 3 or 4 for 1, which he can do because those guys are at like their peak asset value. But those two are like legitimately good teams. So I don't think the play for you here is to try to push anything quickly and try to go steal one. I think when I looked at your roster, I was like, okay, this is like a 2 to 3 year build, and hopefully by next year you're in the playoffs, right? And then maybe you can get lucky. Who knows? But I think you're at least 2 years, probably 3 years away from like making I'm going to go try to win this thing moves.
Cool. That makes sense to me. I've been telling myself I'm 2 to 3 years away for 2 to 3 years, and I think I'll continue to do that for a while.
No, but when you're one win, you're not 2 to 3 years, right? So here's a little why I think it's 2. So I think your best players, and we can talk about your specific players in a second, but at least Travion, Scatabo, Marv, Ladd, and Rasheed, I think they're all very good right now, but a year to 3 from being a better, like, I think you can really tell the story of how all 5 of those guys are going to be a lot better in 2 years from now than they are right now. Do Is that kind of what you see too?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Do you? Let's go through your assets really quickly. Quarterback. So when I look at the quarterback, you have Stroud, Tua, Brosmer, Tanner McKee, Aiden O'Connell, and Will Levis, right?
Let's give
and
Tanner
you just
McKee
picked up
a shot. What are we waiting on with Tanner McKee, you know?
He plays behind Jalen Hurts, I think would be the main thing.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get Hurts out of there, dude. Hurts can't even throw, man.
So you have one real quarterback, right? And where Stroud lands, I honestly think a lot of it's gonna like how good your team becomes and how quickly is how good Stroud is. Is Stroud QB 17 or is he like his rookie year? Is he QB? What was he ranked? 4? He's probably not that high, but if he gets to like where Jordan Love is right now playing, where in like the QB 7, 8, 9, where he's not a rusher, but he's throwing for 30 touchdowns every year and 4 picks, then I think this team is, I think you can really paint the picture a lot quicker than if he's really average. So since you have one real asset at quarterback, right? 2 is the appreciating asset. I know you need to put somebody in the position. If you can sell him for anything real, he'll probably have 1 more year as a starter in Miami next year. If you can flip it for a second, like maybe consider it. Right, but like you have one asset. So running backs, Travion, Scatabo, those are 2 real assets. Charbonnet is probably the most interesting person on your entire team because it can go a lot of different directions, and then the dart throws and then it's like Tracy, Blue, Isaiah Davis. We can talk about Isaiah Davis if you want to, but Tracy, I don't see it at this point. Right, if you could ever. With the Scatabo injury, if you could have gotten anything this year, it's probably time to do it. Blue seems to be a lost cause at this point, and will probably be on the waiver wire.
There? It's crazy.
Yeah, just no good. Didn't fit in the NFL, and most people don't recover from that.
That sucks.
Yeah, because was that a 2nd round pick?
I think it was a 3rd.
Yeah. Receivers. So this is obviously your bread and butter, right? Real assets, Rasheed, Ladd, Marv, Zay. I didn't have Christian Watson in there, but the way he's kind of playing now, he actually might be, and I actually do want to talk about if you should trade him. Then kind of the next tier is I would probably trade him, but he's a good bye-week fill-in, is Troy Franklin. And then you have kind of the bench and the depth is like Rashid Shaheed, Parker Washington, Tez Johnson, tight end Mark Andrews, and then you have 2 firsts this year, 2 seconds this year, a first in 27 and 2 seconds, right? Mm-hmm. Assets. That's what you see as your real assets versus not. Did you disagree with any of that?
No, I agree with all of that. I think it's like with the like strategy I took with the draft of getting all these young guys, like if I can find a way to time it right. First off, I need a few things to go right. I need a few of these guys to actually like really deliver on their potential. And then I would love to like find a way to bring in like a couple of veterans at the right time. You know, like trade a
not yet.
Pick
not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not
but
yet.
At the right time. Like once these what's the word? Climaxing? Once my players are all climaxing together.
All at once. Yeah, they're all at their pinnacle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We bring in some like heavy hitters who are established.
I'm gonna preach caution on thinking like that yet. Right, okay. 2 years away from that. I think what you do in the next 2 years is I would acquire assets kind of at all cost, regardless of position. I think you're going to look at your team and you're going to be like, I'm a quarterback short, I'm running back short, let me go try and get those positions. I actually don't think I would do that if I were you. I would just do like best quote-unquote asset value available, whether it's a trade or drafting, right? Like, I don't think you have enough guys where you're like, oh, I'm set at receiver, I don't need one. If Mekhi Lemon is the best pick, like when you pick at number 5 or whatever this year, I would do that without hesitation, and I would just think it as like stockpile assets. I can figure out the intricacies later of like, oh, I need this position. Oh, I need this type of player. Oh, I need to go older, established veteran, right? That's how I would approach it. Just like essentially hoard assets. The one place I would maybe go against that advice is the second quarterback. So obviously we said Tua is not going to do it. Right? Like Tua's probably long for the NFL, but definitely long as being a legitimate fantasy quarterback. So I think like maybe reach for a quarterback, and then if Mendoza's there at 5, assuming he goes 101 in the draft, I think I would consider. Obviously, I mean, that's not even a reach, right? That's just like where he's probably going to go before that. But so say you have 5 and maybe he's going to go at 3. I would even consider maybe a small trade up, throwing a second on top to go get him to fill that Tua spot.
Gotcha.
What
do you have any concerns because this is a league where draft position is determined by max points for?
Yeah.
Not having a legitimate second quarterback is like the only way you can game the system to keep your max point for low. Is there a world where I don't pull the trigger on that second quarterback, for a year or two with that aspect in mind?
Potentially. But then I think you run into, well, one, it hasn't even worked, right? You have Tua this year, he sucked all year, and you're still like right on the borderline of the playoffs, right?
A lot of that was JT. If I flipped JT earlier, now I'm locked into the 4th pick. I'm gonna have the 4th pick.
You're on the 4th pick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't have JT in the beginning of the season, I could have been the 1st pick.
I think I would be careful if you draft. So say you drafted Mendoza, right? Would you have to play him? Or could you put him on a taxi? You just drafted him and then play Tua, right? Like you can. Yeah. There's nothing that says you have to. Oh, max points 4 though. It's taking from it. Is it taking from the taxi?
Yeah, I think it takes from the taxi. But I think your point's right too, and the other aspect, because it doesn't seem like it's going to be that huge of a difference. Tua's getting 14, and then we have,
I mean, Mendoza's a rookie.
16, 17, yeah, worst case. Yeah, so that's like not a huge thing. And then also the riskiness of like if my team's coming to form in 2 years, and then banking on
not having it
on drafting a quarterback who's going to work. It's probably
that's what I'm saying. Rookie quarterbacks don't work in fantasy generally. I mean, there's a couple, like Jaden Daniels is the biggest exception of all time, and because of the rushing. But rookie quarterbacks don't work. If you draft like Mendoza or whoever, it might, like if it works out, it would work out on your timeline. If you don't have a second quarterback by the time your team's good, then you're going to be scrambling to do everything you can and overpaying for a second quarterback, right? Yeah. So I don't think I would lean into that. Completely punt the second quarter. Like if it happens, it happens, right? If Mendoza's not there, you draft a receiver. There's no good deal to replace Tua, right? Then roll with it for one more year, and put Tua there, and then get a better draft position in theory. Okay, let's see. A couple other things I just thought you could consider. I don't know how like locked into this on you, like the 27 draft versus the 26 draft conversation. Are you locked into it at all?
0%.
Yeah, so a lot of what the sentiment is this 26 draft, depending on who declares, is going to, and like how many quarterbacks declare, is going to be really shallow, and 27 is going to have studs. A lot of times people say that about these drafts, and it doesn't shake out like that, so I'd be wary of it, but I think a move you can make around the edges is if someone wants an extra first this year, trading your later one, right? So pick 9 for a 27 first that maybe that person's overvaluing their team or something that could like somehow like land in the top 5 or the top 4 or something. I think that's like an awesome way, especially in a draft that quote unquote is considered good, to like really bump up as opposed to picking 9 this year versus like, oh, I'm going to get like maybe 9 next year will be better than 9 this year, but 4 next year will be definitely better than 9 this year. So it's like someone who's like, oh, they really like somebody they want to pick, right? Maybe you could do a deal like that if it presents itself. I always like trying to guess at who's overvaluing their team, making a win now move and trying to get that pick because it's going to end up better than they think it is.
Is that worth doing in the second round, maybe even third round as well?
I mean, it doesn't move the needle like the first. Like, the guys that really move the needle are going to be obviously exceptions, right? But the guys who really move the needle are the guys drafted in the first 5 picks. The hit rates, how big of a hit are all those really, really high guys. Like, we get it mostly right when the community and people do draft rankings and fantasy rankings. And so all these guys, like Bijan, Gibbs, like, besides maybe quarterback's a little hard to guess, but we know who's going to be good. Like Jamar Chase, we knew Jamar Chase was going to be awesome, and so so doing something like that, obviously it helps in every round. But first is where you're really going to make your money, right? If you can back into like a stud receiver, but it's like, oh, I gave up pick 9 in 26 to get that. Here, I'll just give you an example that we had in our league. Basically, I traded Ashton Jerry Jeudy. Who was coming off his good year. Ashton needed another receiver. I took his pick the next year. His team wasn't as good as he thought it was going to be, and it turned out to be pick 3. So I messed it up, and I didn't take Jaden Daniels or Drake May or Malik Neighbors. I traded that pick. But, like, that's the kind of thing where you're like, oh, I could get someone's pick, and then their team cannot be as good as they think it's going to be.
Cool. Love that.
All right. Couple of low-risk guys, if we're talking about the QB2 position. Maybe not even low risk, but a couple shots I'd consider that are kind of disgusting. J.J. McCarthy.
Okay,
disgusting. Nobody wants him. There's a really good chance he's going to start next year. If you can get him for super cheap, right? Who knows?
What's super cheap? A second?
Yeah. A late second, I think especially if it's a future second, I would do it.
Cool.
Cam Ward coming off, I think his bad season's explainable. It's a terrible infrastructure. There have been signs. It could not work, but maybe. Tyler Shuck, I don't think it's guaranteed that he's not going to start next year. I know everyone says it. And that's the thing. Once someone says it, everyone just gets in their brain. Like, oh, he's a one-year guy, but maybe.
What's their other option? What's the Saints' other option?
Oh, to draft Nussmeier. Yeah. I mean, if he's been good this year too. So honestly, before that game last week would have been the best time, right? Because he just had his 2 rushing touchdown game. And then Kyler, everything's off of Kyler right now. Stink. Yeah. I would be a little wary there, just because 1, you'll have to pay more, and 2, I'm not sure what having Kyler on your team does for you right now. It makes your team better. Probably doesn't make it good enough to do anything real. And so, what's he, 28? But those are the few names I'm like, these are people who are disgusting. Everyone's out on them. Maybe you can get them cheap.
I'm all in on that. I love that. There's no downside. I mean, like, yeah, I don't need to be good today. So a lot of that's good. Yep.
All right. Theo Johnson's on your trade block. I'd be intrigued. I don't know why he's on your trade block. I don't know who put him there, but it was a name that jumped out to me. He has great chemistry with Dart. I understand that Neighbors isn't playing, but besides Neighbors, there's not a second pass catcher in there that you're super afraid of. And so who knows? He's on your trade block. I would send a text just to see.
Okay.
Charbonnet thing. So did you know the deal?
Yeah. He's splitting carries with Walker. What's the...
Yeah, but this summer. All right, so you got to follow this one real closely, because this is where you're going to come on top if you follow it really closely. So Walker's a free agent this year. So there's a couple ways this goes. There's the Walker's a free agent. He's gone. They just give Charbonnet a real running back workload, like an RB1 workload. There's they re-sign Kenneth Walker. Then that's the current. And then there's I guess there's they draft someone or bring someone else in. If they don't re-sign Kenneth Walker and don't draft anyone, like, that's a huge win. But I almost think you got to pay extra attention to the Seahawks beat writers and the fans and what's going on there, because if you can sell him, either if they say, oh, we're not going to sign Kenneth Walker and then they're going to go draft someone. You can sell them at like an all-time high, or you can get out knowing that they're going to re-sign Kenneth Walker, where if someone else doesn't. So I feel like you can arbitrage information if you just have a good sense, and not that anyone really knows, but a lot of people like starting running backs. And so if you can either, one, if you look into it with starting running back, like that's the win, and then maybe you keep them, maybe you sell them. But if you can get out, well, someone thinks he's an RB1 and he's really not, then that's the real win, right?
Cool. I'll stay close. So if he turns out to be the RB1, then it's almost like looking at.
Then it's like, how much do you like him?
He's going to face the same situation. His rookie contract's going to be up the following year, right? If I remember.
Then
correctly.
he's up the following. Yeah, you're correct. Then he's up the following year. It's just a how much you like him situation. I'm not a huge fan just as a player. Like, he'll score 10. If Kenneth Walker's not there, he'll score 10 touchdowns next year. But I don't. Again, what does 10 touchdowns help you? If you can turn that into like maybe like add a pick to it and like really, really upgrade to like a guy who's going to have 7 years of like peak value, those are the kind of moves I consider if he was an RB1. If someone's like, okay, Seahawks offense is good, they're a playoff team, Kenneth Walker's not coming back, I just got an awesome RB. Because like you said, one, that can change in a year, and two, I don't think he's the type of player with the, let's call it the Rashee Rice upside or whatever. Whoever that guy who's flirting with the top 15, like Charbonnet's not there. And so that's when you like take advantage and upgrade. If you're trying to capitalize on Charbonnet's value where you don't know, is it 1 year value? Is it 2 years? Right? Running backs don't last as long. That's the move I would try to make. Adunze's a good one because he'll have value for a while. All right, couple other just tiny small things. I hate Christian Watson. I'd get off him. That's just my personal opinion. Don will tell you something different. 2 seconds for sure. If someone offered 1 second, probably before this year I would have said yes. Depends how high the second is and depends who the player is there. But 2 seconds, I'd do it. Random list of cheap guys I like in all leagues. Bashal Tootin, Bretton Strange, Braylon Allen, Jalen Knoll, TJ Hawkinson. For various reasons, they're cheap right now. I just like them all.
Cool. Go after them. I mean, I'm writing them down.
A real question is, do you use your draft picks? Because you're going to need 9 guys, I think, between running back and receiver, like when it's time to go. Injuries, bye weeks, etc. Right? When it's really, like, you only play what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you play 7. You probably need 9 legitimate guys because of those reasons. And so you're a couple guys short right now. The question is, to fill those voids, right? Are you going to draft them, or are you going to trade your draft picks for semi-established young players?
I mean, my thought is drafting right now and not trading draft picks until my team is like in better shape. Because at this point, like, it's almost worth taking just little gambles on a lot of these draft picks to see if I can get more value out of it than I would be with trading that draft pick, just because we are still so far.
I agree mostly. See, the thing is, because you don't have, like, you have a couple extra picks this year, but it's not like you have, like, a ton of picks because you're going to have to hit. And yes, like, when you hit, the highs are higher, and that's where you really make the jump. But if you miss, then you're going to be 2 guys short for essentially for every year. Whereas you could trade pick 9 for, let's say, you probably want to get it, but say a Judkins, right? It's like, or maybe this is more realistic. Say it's like, do I draft at pick 4 or do I trade it for Judkins? And it's a real question because the guy at pick 4 might, the ceiling might be higher than Judkins. But Judkins is like, okay, this guy's going to be good, and he's going to be good for 4 years. And he's young, and it makes sense. And so it's like, do you go for the extra high, or do you go safer, where it's like, I can't afford to miss on this pick, or else it's going to set me back another year. And then you're going to do what you said at the start. It's like, do I keep getting setback?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the picks is just so fun, though. You know?
No, dude, that's
anytime you make a pick, you think he's gonna be the best player of all time. And you get like 2 months before he starts playing. I mean, it's hard to say no to that, you know?
Dude, it is fun. And it gives you something to do, right? Like research them all, and when you hit, it's the best.
You think you're a genius.
You think you're a genius, and then you think you can never miss. What's the best draft pick you ever made?
Best draft pick. Boy, let me look through here. Not a lot of good ones. You could say that. I think my trade for JT was probably the best move I've ever made. Maybe Travion Henderson. Maybe
no one late though.
It's Scattaboo. It's Scattaboo. So
oh yeah, that's a good one.
He's on the injured reserve, so I wasn't looking over there. That's absolutely my best draft pick.
Yeah, that's a good one. And it seems like you're gonna get at least 2 years out of that. All right. Last piece of advice: learn the fucking rules of your league, because I know you don't know them, and you can't win it without learning them.
I'm a fantasy football player and this is probably why I suck at it, where I like having people on my team so I can just like imagine them being really good in the future. And then when I lose games, I'm like, what the hell happened? And that's pretty much the extent of how it goes. And then I like sending jokes to the group chat and having nobody respond. So that's the kind of fantasy football player I am. So that's why I need you. That's why this advice is so useful.
Dude, I'm not sure it was a good podcast segment, but we did it. I felt like I was just throwing stuff in the ether. No, I have faith on us. We're turning this team around. I actually like the receivers. The receivers are good.
Yeah, the receivers are solid.
The receivers are good. They're just young and solid.
They're just young. They're just not going to be there yet. So, maybe we should have taken like little bites out of it. But it was really helpful for me. I don't know if it's helpful for anybody else, but it was really helpful for me, so I appreciate that.
Dude, well, once my consulting service takes off, it'll be helpful for everybody.
I think you should have a business. I think that's a good business idea. You 0%, zero charge. It's free of charge. Consulting.
Percent of winning.
Upside. Yeah, you get a percent of winning. It's
dude,
like
now that
injury lawyers, where there's like you don't pay unless you win.
What's Frank Azar?
Yes.
I'm the Frank Azar of fantasy football. It's all right. Episode 29, Crush Fantasy Football. If you made it this far, either your name is Clem or Don. So appreciate you, boys.